Most people wrote Fitbit off the moment Google bought it, and honestly, for a while, that felt like the right call. 3 years without new hardware, a rebrand quietly in progress, and a market moving fast in every direction. Then, May 2026 happened. Google launched the Fitbit Air, a screenless tracker that proved one thing clearly. Fitbit isn't dead, it's being rebuilt from the ground up. But the Air also left a very obvious gap. No screen, no GPS, no display to glance at mid-run. And that gap has a name, the Fitbit Charge 7. The Fitbit Air is a screenless fitness tracker, a tiny pill-shaped pebble priced at $99.99, designed for 24/7 passive health monitoring. It's the first Fitbit product designed from the ground up around Google's Gemini AI, which powers the new Google Health Coach. No display, no notifications, no workout modes you tap through on your wrist, just continuous biometric tracking feeding into an AI-driven coaching layer on your phone. It's a bold product and a clear signal about the direction Google wants to take the Fitbit brand. But here's the thing, the Fitbit Air isn't the Charge 7. And for a lot of users, that distinction matters enormously. The Charge series has always occupied a specific space, more capable than a basic band, more focused than a smartwatch. That middle ground hasn't disappeared. If anything, the launch of the Air has clarified exactly why the Charge 7 still needs to exist and what it needs to deliver when it arrives. Before talking about the Charge 7 itself, it's worth understanding how much the platform around it has changed. Starting May 19th, 2026, the Fitbit app was replaced entirely by Google Health, bringing together the best of Fitbit's tracking with Google's AI infrastructure. The new Google Health app introduces a redesigned UI, more detailed health metrics, and the Google Health Coach, a Gemini-powered AI assistant that acts as a personal guide throughout your health and fitness journey. Google Health Premium, at $9.99 per month, unlocks the full coaching experience, including adaptive fitness plans, proactive sleep insights, and personalized readiness recommendations. This matters for the Charge 7 because any new hardware Google releases will launch into this ecosystem, not the old Fitbit app world. Google intentionally focused on improving Fitbit's software and AI features in 2025 before launching the new hardware lineup in 2026. The Charge 7, when it arrives, won't just be a spec upgrade, it will be the first Charge designed to operate natively within the Google Health platform from day one. Hard leaks on the Charge 7 remain sparse. No regulatory filings, no press renders, no confirmed specifications from trusted inside sources. What exists is a pattern of consistent expectations built from industry analysis, user feedback, and cross-referencing with what Google has already shipped. That's not nothing. It actually tells a fairly coherent story. The display is rumored to increase from the Charge 6's 1.04-inch panel to around 1.5 inches, with a higher resolution AMOLED and meaningfully improved brightness. This isn't a vanity upgrade. As health dashboards, AI summaries, and navigation prompts become more data-dense, a display that can't keep up becomes a genuine problem. A larger, sharper screen also directly addresses one of the most consistent complaints about the Charge 6, poor readability under direct sunlight. GPS is another area where real improvement is expected. The Charge 6's built-in GPS worked, but not always reliably. And the tight fit required for accurate heart rate monitoring sometimes conflicted with antenna signal quality. Smarter signal optimization using Google Maps, data, and Wi-Fi assistance is anticipated, not a brute force jump to power-hungry dual-band hardware, but consistent real-world performance that doesn't require compromises. The altimeter is also expected to return after being quietly dropped in the Charge 5 and 6. It measures elevation via barometric air pressure, operates independently of GPS, and works reliably even indoors. something hikers, cyclists, and stair climbers have been asking for since it disappeared. On the sensor side, the core stack carries over: optical heart rate, SpO2, accelerometer, gyroscope, skin temperature, with a next-generation heart rate sensor and improved CEDA stress tracking, expected to bring meaningful accuracy gains rather than just new spec sheet additions. If the hardware improvements are evolutionary, the software story is genuinely new. The Charge 7 won't just show you data, it will interpret it. Expect proactive, personalized insights powered by the Google Health Coach, drawing from sleep quality trends, recovery scores, activity patterns, and HRV data to surface recommendations that are specific to you rather than generic. This is the difference between a device that shows you a readiness score and one that tells you why that score is what it is and what to do about it. The operating system is expected to be a new, lightweight Fitbit OS, not Wear OS, built to be fast, fluid, and power efficient. Running Wear OS would fundamentally change what the Charge is, pushing it toward Pixel Watch territory and destroying the battery life advantage that defines the category. A purpose-built OS keeps the device focused. Battery life remains the Charge series' most important differentiator against smartwatch competitors. The Charge 6 offers around 7 days under typical usage. For the Charge 7, user expectations have moved. There's a clear and growing demand for 10 to 14 days of real-world endurance, not just ideal conditions estimates. Achieving this without increasing the device's physical size will require a more efficient processor and smarter power management across background sensors. This matters because the competitive landscape in 2026 is unforgiving. Garmin's mid-range lineup has improved significantly in health tracking while maintaining its legendary endurance. Amazfit continues to push long battery life at aggressively low price points. And now the Fitbit Air itself sits at $100 if the Charge 7 doesn't offer something the Air can't, namely a screen, active GPS, and deeper fitness mode capability. It risks being squeezed from below by its own sibling. Thank you for tuning in. The Fitbit Charge 7 doesn't need to reinvent the wearable. It just needs to get the right things right: a sharper display, reliable GPS, the altimeter back where it belongs, and Gemini-powered health intelligence that actually means something in daily use. Google has spent 3 years rebuilding the foundation. The platform is ready. The ecosystem is ready. Now the hardware needs to catch up. So, are you still waiting for it, or has the Fitbit Air already changed your mind? Drop your thoughts below.